Are we still talking about the Epstein files? Are we still talking about this creep? Never ever forget how Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, all of them, never ever forget how they just lied right in our faces, told bold face lies. There's really only one reason they could be lying like that over something so serious and diabolical. It's because they were protecting the guilty. It's obviously what they were doing. Why else? Why else, Pam Bondi? Why else, Donald Trump, would you lie about something like this? Sit there and lie. Oh, there are no files. Oh, well, there are, but there's no evidence of a blackmail operation. Nothing to see here. Let's move along now. Oh, they're on my desk, don't you know? Oh, we're just taking the time to redact them. We're just taking the time for redact. It's a lot of files, guys. We'll get there. Then bam. Oh, well, there won't be no Epstein drop. There'll be no release. I can almost see in my mind what happened. They were going through the documents, redacting them, then some names of their bosses and their donors, possibly even names of them and their families pop up. Because it's literally everybody in these files. Kind of like we all knew, we all assumed. I mean, we had to assume everyone was in it because no one was releasing them, no one was talking about it, which kind of leads you to assume the worst. That, okay, well, everyone's guilty. Everyone's involved. Everyone's guilty. And that turned out to be quite true. Hey, has anybody seen Lady Victoria Harvey? Has anyone told her or showed her this photo of her BFF, Prince Andrew? Has anyone told her about this? You know, this kind of, if this does nothing, I hope this shows you all one thing. Why they want to go back to war so terribly bad. It's not just because Israel wants us to fight like Iran and like all these places. It's not simply that simple. It's not that simple. Because basically, this whole evil cult, like they need children. That much is clear. They need children. For whatever reason, maybe for their ball rituals, maybe just because they're fucking evil. I don't know, but they need children. Okay? Now, before Trump got into office, right, it was quite easy to find children because they were literally coming over the border unaccompanied by the thousands. By the thousands. I've been talking about it for over a year now that 400,000 unaccompanied migrant children are technically still missing. I know Kash Patel and all these people have been saying that they found 10,000 kids. I found 50,000 kids. Yeah, I don't believe it because where are they? First of all, where did you find them? Where did you send them? Did you deport them? Did you put them right back into the trafficking ring? Where are they? Where are these kids that you found, Kash Patel? Where are they? Anywho, so no, I don't believe any of that. So let me get back to the original question. Why do they need kids? Why do they need kids? Well, like I said, I don't know why. I mean, I have my suspicions as to why, but I'm going to keep them to myself for now. But the point is, regardless of why, they need large volumes of children. These elites, these pedos, these people that we look up to and watch the celebrity gossip every week about them, the ones who just got their awards, all these people, yeah, they're either partaking or they know and they're silent about it. There's no in between anymore for me, and I'm not going to go halfway. Like Candace Owens says, I don't go halfway when it comes to pedophiles. No, we're not playing those games. But back to what I was saying. Before Trump got into office, literally thousands of unaccompanied children were just crossing our border, just making the pedophiles and the elites, making their job so much simpler and smoother. The kids were just coming, you know what I mean? These gangs and whatnot from all these different countries were just literally bringing volumes of kids in. So, they had it going good for a while there. You know what I mean? They had their job real easy for it. Then once Trump came into the office and he shut down the border, all of a sudden the spigot of children got cut off. The spigot of children got cut off. And so this is my personal opinion. I think this is why they are itching so bad for wars. Because what is the result of war? A whole bunch of orphaned, displaced children. A whole lot of them. So that's just my personal opinion why they want us to go to war so bad, is because they need those volumes of exploited children. That's just my opinion. And I don't really see anything to prove or disprove my opinion. So I'm just going to hold on to it, considering what we know now. It's probably more likely than, seriously, why else would they want war so bad? Other than to make money, of course. Yeah, of course they want to make money. But let's think about something for a minute. Literally, the population size of Miami, about, 500,000, 400,000? That's like the population of Miami, of children, is missing in this country. They didn't just vanish. The earth doesn't swallow that many children up and then just deletes them. That is not the way it works. That's just simply not the way it works. So yeah, Trump may have closed the border and everything. But remember, when push came to shove, when it came to him keeping his promise or pleasing his donors, never forget what he chose. Never forget that he chose his rich donors over the American people, over children. Never forget that. Never forget Pam Bondi lied to us, to our faces, to protect the elite. Never forget Dan Bongino. You should be ashamed of yourself. I hope you are just disgusted looking at yourself in the mirror. As much of a high stool as you put yourself on, pointing the finger at people criticizing the Trump administration, I hope you're ashamed of you. I hope you die of shame. I hope the faces of these children in these files haunt you forever. That's what I hope. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say that. I said never forget how they just sat there and lied. And not just them either. It's not just about Trump and his cronies. Biden did the same thing too. They had a chance to tell the truth. They had a chance to bring justice, and they didn't either. So this should tell us all that it never has been about right or left. It never has been about Republican and Democrat. It never was about that. That is just the simplest distraction they could think of for the poors. To keep the poor people in line, to keep the slaves under control. That's like one of the when you read those, like the psychology of slaves, it's like the number one thing that the slave owners would do is to divide the slaves. Like, you don't want the slaves to trust each other and unite. That's like the worst thing that could possibly happen. You want to keep them at each other's throats. Want to keep placing one group of them above another to keep them fighting. It's the easiest way to keep a group of people under control, is to keep them fighting with each other instead of looking at you. That's exactly what's happening. And never forget that. So when it comes to the next election and they only give you two options, they only give you the two options that they want, just remember that neither one of them are going to have your best interest, are going to have kids' best interest. Neither one of them. They all work for the same reptilian overlords as the other. Oh, baby, it's the apocalypse. It is the great reveal. Apocalypse never meant the end of the world. Apocalypse meant the uncovering, the great reveal. That's what it actually means, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. You little ball worshippers. You had it good. For thousands of years you did. You had it real good. Your time is freaking over, man. It's over.